So good evening, everyone, for another session of Tea for Champions. Tonight we have another session of this initiative where we gather together from our community. Where we learn from each other, where we inspire each other, where we support each other. And tonight, we have a very special guest, a friend of mine that I know him for a decade already. He introduced me to this concept, and I'm very blessed and honored to have his friendship, his mentorship, his guidance, his wisdom, his servant leadership. And tonight we have a nice subject for the Tea for Champions. It's about how to get pro in network marketing, how to become professional, and why it's important to be a professional. And it couldn't be this topic better than to hear from a professional, from a person that built a massive organization in a similar project years ago. He have over 15 years experience in network marketing industry. He's a mentor. He have his own project where he help people to heal themselves, to find a better version of themselves, which is called Awakening You. We're gonna host soon a retreat in Ireland. Actually, if somebody feel to come over to experience the next level of growth in terms of soul, mental, body, and everything what happening in that retreat, you can ask me or Răzvan for more information. But for now, I will hand over the microphone to him, and thank you, Răzvan, for your time and your expertise. We don't hear you. Your microphone something.
I was saying, let me welcome you with a grand applause. Let me do it again. And everyone here. And actually, this is a good way to start the event. If something doesn't work the first time, what do? You try the second time. And if that doesn't work, you try the third time and the fourth time until it works, right? So I believe we could start with this. And one, it means to have a healthy philosophy. I believe in relationships, in projects, in network marketing, in whatever, because some things don't always work the first time, right? And we need to have that determination, to keep trying and keep finding solutions until it works. So with this being said, first of all, I'm deeply grateful to be here. Nicolae is one of my dearest friends. We share, as he said, a friendship of over 10 years that was tested in many beautiful ways. I love him dearly. I love his family. Then I'm also very grateful for all my friends here. I see Nico here. Say hi to your wonderful daughter, Tumaya. I hope she recovers fast. And Vlad and Silvio and Earl and Ioana and Valentina, Richard, I'm Andrew. I'm grateful that we're here tonight. And also I want to say hi to the people who maybe couldn't join us online, but they will watch this video recording. And Nicolae invited me last week to do this session. And when we were masterminding about it, we were like, what do people really need in life, but also in the network marketing world? Because when I started 15 years ago, network marketing, it wasn't something like super famous. I mean, I heard about network marketing first time. I had some colleagues in high school that were selling Avon and Oriflame. I'm sure you heard about these companies, one of the most renewed companies. I was a teenager back then, but I had no idea how it works. Then I think my mom had the presentation when I was in high school from friends of her. A friend of hers that was doing Amway, one of the oldest companies out there. So I did have.
Maybe you switch to a different Wi-Fi or network.
Let's check again, my friend. It interrupts.
Yes.
Now it's okay. Please let me know if now everything is okay, connection works well. Maybe you guys also confirm, because I problem with the internet. So I don't know if it's on my part or his part.
I can hear you.
Nico, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Yes. Yes, no problem. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Nicolae, I think. Perfect. I hear you well. Yeah. Nicolae, maybe it's from you, the bad connection.
No, it was bad before, but now it's better.
Okay. Cool. So we can continue, I guess. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So I was mentioning my only interaction with network marketing was when I was a teenager, and I had friends or friends of my mom that were doing network marketing. So long story short, I started my entrepreneurial career, if I can call it like that, early at the beginning of my 20s. Actually, I was 19 years old because I valued so much friends. And I do believe that a lot of people that join network marketing join for the financial freedom, truth being told. They don't join for the trips. They don't join for the holidays. I'm not saying that's not important. They are important also. They're not joining especially for the products, for companies that sell all kinds of products. But most of all, I think people start building a network marketing business. I'm not talking about customers because of the financial freedom it brings. So long story short, when I discovered this industry when I was 24 years old, I was making money from traditional business. I had a construction company at that time, but I didn't have financial freedom. Didn't have passive residual income. So when I discovered marketing, I got fascinated of an idea of doing something that changes people's lives for the better, putting in the market like products or services that improve people's lives, and build community of ambassadors from which you get a percentage every month from all the turnover in that organization. I'm like, wow, I was blown away. Like, wow, this is the most intelligent model of business I have ever heard about. So long story short, that was my introduction to network marketing. I was for 2 years in a nutrition company where I didn't have the success Nicolae was mentioning. Actually, my first 2 years of network marketing, I kind of struggled. I invested a lot of time and energy training myself, working on myself, on my skills, on my leadership. So long story short, that he told you, when I had that success, let's say, first of all, I believe it's a lot of grace from God. I wouldn't have that success and I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wouldn't be from God. So many miracles happened. But also in the same time, my friends, I was already prepared because of all the training I had in my previous 2 years of network marketing. So I mentioned this from the beginning because to understand that what we will talk about tonight are things that are very deep, very subtle, very life-changing and business-changing. Yet, a lot of people, the reality is they don't do it. They are not extremely complicated things, what I will share with you guys tonight. But they only work if you apply and if you integrate them. And we call this being a world-class network marketer because I believe that in our generation, there are thousands of more opportunities than there were in 2011 when I started network marketing. So I believe that right now, with all these opportunities, and I'm not talking just about network marketing opportunities, I'm talking about general opportunities, right? There is the crypto industry and trading and so many things out there, so many things, investing. I mean, the stock exchange that is more famous now than it was in 2011 and so on and so forth, plus traditional business opportunities, sales. I mean, AI, right? Social media, branding, marketing, and so on and so forth. So truth be told, my friends, right now, a human being is so exposed to businesses, opportunities, products, services than it was 15 years ago. So what I believe that make the difference in our generation will be really be work-class marketers, will be to full line professionally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually at a higher level. So I think now let me I see the connection sometimes is doing some things, but I hope it will be all. So let's start from the beginning. I believe that first of all, when you start your journey in network marketing, it's so important to create a vision on how your investment of time and money, but mostly it's time in network marketing, will impact your life. Why are you here, my friend? How can this project impact your life? How impact your passions? How can it impact your evolution? How can it impact your finances? How can it impact the contribution you want to bring to the world? So that, what I believe, will first of all ignite you at the beginning to start working, then continue to ignite you when things go wrong. Because the reality is that things won't always go the way you want them to go. And you need to face the truth, my friends. I don't want to create you a false perception about how this project works. I mean, there will be moments when you thrive, there will be moments when it works, and actually there will be moments when it doesn't work. And I would say that for a lot of people at the beginning, for sure more than 50% of the people, it doesn't work the first time. And one of the things you do need from is the need for validation, the need for social acceptance, right? And when you start initially in network marketing, a lot of people have to overcome this fear of rejection, have to overcome this need of validation and, having this social validation. And why is it triggering you so much? Because we all want deep in our heart and souls to be seen, to be accepted, and to be loved. And because when we start this business, not all the time, I mean, for the ones of you that, you didn't go through the experience I will be sharing, you're fortunate enough, but for a lot of people, including myself, in my first 2 years of network marketing, a lot of the people around me, including my family, didn't resonate with what I was doing. Răzvan, are you crazy? You are quitting your businesses. You are they were calling me fountain of youth, let's say, because I was doing a nutrition company and I was 24 years old and Mr. Fountain of Youth, wherever I was going, right? So they were making fun of me. Some of them weren't inviting me to their birthdays anymore. And even my family were like, come on, are you crazy? Why are you doing this? You have a successful business. Like, why would you start doing something else? And this is what I believe as a world-class network marketer. One of the main things you have to integrate is protection, my friend. Protection of your heart, protection of your soul, protection of your desires, protection of your vision. Because I've seen so many great people, great potential leaders, they join this business and then they have like 2, 3, 5, 10 presentations. They talk to some people. The people tell them, look, this is stupid. This is a scam. It won't work. Are you crazy? Why are you doing this? I've heard about these things before, and so on and so forth. So a lot of people, unfortunately, quit on themselves before really starting seriously building it. So one of the first steps is protecting your heart and soul to the opinions of the ones around you. I mean, if they join you, it's great, it's perfect. Welcome them to your community, to your team. But even if they don't join you, my friends, you have to develop this skill. It is a skill. And the skill is protection. Protection of your vision, protection of your family, protection of your goals, and sometimes protection from your family, not just for your family, but also from your family. Because sometimes the people that won't understand what you are doing here are sometimes people from the family, like it happened to myself in the beginning, right? And my mom, for example, imagine my mom grew in the ex-communist regime. She only knew waking up in the morning, going to work, coming back home in the evening. By the way, I love my mom. I adore my mom. She's a wonderful human being, but that was her perception about reality, right? So when I started being an entrepreneur, she was skeptical. But when I started being a network marketer entrepreneur, I was like, are you crazy? What are you doing there? And then, because I started and because I follow my dreams, I took my mom, I think she has like 10 holidays in the last couple of years, to Peru, to Barcelona, I don't know, Greece, Italy, and so many places from around the world. So right now she believes in network marketing. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because in reality, my friends, you'll have so many moments, sometimes in the beginning of starting the journey, sometimes after 6 months, after 1 month, after 10 years, all the time challenges will come. This is the reality. And this is, by the way, this is the story about life. It's not just about network marketing. So being world class, just imagine the top football players. Just imagine, there is right now a documentary on Netflix about Rafael Nadal, who literally, he had a sickness that he carried for so many, all of his career. He was in painkillers every game. And he became the number one tennis player in the world, but he was winning every match with painkillers, my friends. He had a massive injury that actually never recovered. So a lot of people see the success, but they don't see one of the major skills I'm telling you about right now, protecting your heart and soul to the people around you. Now, I would mention that from this moment on, you have to also develop a great heart set, first of all, but then also a great mindset as a world-class networker. So I talk a lot about the heart set because in the personal development world, the leadership world, most people talk about having a great mindset and being a champion and having the mindset of a champion and so on and so forth. And yes, I believe it's critically important, but I do believe it's even more important having a great heart, having a great soul. And especially in our generation, where people are spammed, literally spammed with hundreds and hundreds of messages and products and invitations and Google ads and Facebook ads and Instagram ads and so on and so forth, the more people will feel someone that is genuinely a good human being and cares, literally cares about him and about his needs, the more this human resonance will happen. And I do believe the future of network marketing is authenticity, my friends, especially right now with AI. For example, I'm coaching and mentoring top leaders from other companies also. So I was speaking to one of my dearest friends. She's a top leader in one of the top, literally the top companies right now. And she was telling me, Răzvan, in most of the companies, they are pushing so much their training system into AI. AI this, AI that, AI for this, AI for that, AI for trainings, AI for creating messages, promotions in Instagram. And I do believe, yes, AI can help in some way. But what I would believe that AI can have a massive harm, I'm talking for our profession at least, is killing the authenticity and killing the human connection. And you need to remember that people feel it when it's AI, and feel it when it's a human connection. And I could say I would start from the early beginning, my friends, from even contacting friends, from posting things. I mean, go more in authenticity. Even if you use AI maybe to create a bit of cosmetics on your message, yeah, you can use them for that, but make sure that the center and the nucleus of your message, of your report with other human beings is authenticity. What's in your heart and soul? So especially with all this evolution of social media and AI and all these technologies, I believe that humans will try to look for authentic human connections. And if we want to become world-class network marketers, yes, I believe it's important to learn how to use these tools, this software. Again, I'm not against AI. It's great to integrate this technology. But in the same time, remember that we are working with human beings. We are not promoting our product. We are not promoting our membership to robots, my friends. We are not promoting to technologies. We are not promoting to an AI. We are promoting a life. We are promoting our membership. We are promoting our business opportunity to human beings. So it's important, first of all, for us to remember, and then to remember that we are addressing communication style should be centered into how this is the most healthy philosophy from which you can start building a community or organization. How can I help? How can I help more people? How can I bring more value to our products? How can I bring more value to our membership? How can I bring more value to our personal development system? How can I bring more value to our trips? How can I bring more value through our business opportunity? And when you start implementing this philosophy deep in your mind and deep in your heart, there will be a change in you, my friend. Because, at the beginning, obviously, you are starting to build a business to get an extra income or to really build your financial freedom. And it's great. By the way, it's great to be like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yet, when you are doing it only from that place, people will feel it. I mean, he just wants my money. He just wants to get a commission from me. And that's when, especially because they are going through this experience with most of the salespeople right now around the world or network marketers, they have a tendency of, overprotecting themselves. So the more they feel that you genuinely care and you genuinely want to find out more about them, you genuinely want to find out more about their needs, listening to them. This is one of the greatest skills you can develop as a world-class networker. Listening skills, my friend. When you stay with a person and when you communicate with a person, just try to make this percentage 70% listening, 30% speaking. If you want to do it 80-20, it's even better sometimes. Because, you know, a lot of people think that being a great leader, being a world-class networker is about being a phenomenal public speaker and communicator and so on and so forth. And yes, in a part, it influences developing your public speaking skills, right? And I would insist on this also. As a world-class network marketer, work on your communication skills. One-on-one communication skills, group communication skills, or, you know, even public communication skills when you are like with 10 people, 50 people, 500 people, or 5,000 people, or 10,000 people. So this is a skill you can develop. And I will recommend you some books, by the way. But also we have, you know, the training system that I recommend you guys to plug in because it will help you grow these skills. But coming back to what I was saying, the more you want to connect with people, the more you want to create rapport with people and trust with people, it's so much more about you listening to them than is about talking to them, my friends. Because when you listen, people generally feel like, wow, this guy really cares. This guy really is open to find out more about me, about my needs. And this is something that applies also in your family, my friends. If you want to change something in your family today, just try implementing this thing. Try going to your wife, try going to your husband, your kids, your parents, whoever you want to do, and just do a listening test. And just ask them this question. Like, look, I know that maybe we haven't spoken this profoundly in a while, but what is really going on in your soul, in your heart, in your soul, in the last couple of weeks and months, maybe years? What are you really going through? And I was actually having a conversation with my girlfriend, Alexandra, just last night, and we went to see Odyssea. You know, the new movie that is right now in the cinema. And after the movie, we had such a beautiful, profound conversation that we tried to have for, let's say, the last couple of weeks. But last night we were so emotional and because of the movie, and we were so opened up, and we had such a beautiful, I believe, one hour, maybe more, just listening to each other and hearing each other. And even if I was realizing, even with myself, because by the way, sometimes when you are a leader, when you're a speaker, you think you have the ultimate truth. I'm not talking about you guys, because I know you guys are saints. But as normal mortals, I mean, the more you work on yourself, the more you read, the more you go to seminars, like, wow, I'm Mr. Leader or Mrs. Leader. I know everything. So sometimes we get into this ego trip, and we realize, like, no, we have to get back to the fundamentals, my friends. We have to get back to the basics: listening, caring. Listening and caring together, I believe, will create the world-class networker of our generation. So this is what I mean by heart set, having an open heart to people. Now let's talk also about mindset. We all have a background, a family background, school background, educational background, environmental background through all our friendships and relationships, business background, whatever. We were all exposed to people, we're all exposed to ideas, we're all exposed to all kinds of environments. Some were good, some were bad. Some had a great influence, some had a toxic influence. So long story short, all these experiences we went through created the software. Just like our phones have a software, our mind has a software also. And a lot of the softwares are positive and are empowering us, but a lot of this software is actually hurting us, my friends. And I've seen it, especially as networkers, right? Because I've seen so many people during these 15 years. As Nicolae was saying, we had an organization of over 100,000 people around the world. So you can imagine, to have that organization, how many hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people I met in these 15 years, you know, through one-on-one conversation, events, seminars. And I saw so many great people out there, so many wonderful people. So many people with such phenomenal skills, literally network marketing skills, they didn't have the success they deserved because of a bad software, literally. Because of some programming that happened to them for the last tens of years, from family, from education, from bad experiences, divorces, bad marriages, bad businesses, bad partnerships, and so on and so forth. So I do believe that in our generation, we need to start working on us, not just on our skills, not just professionally, my friends. On the one side, we need to work on ourselves professionally. I will get there directly. I will get there immediately. But then I do believe we have to work on ourselves as a human being. Because network marketing is a spiritual journey. This business we are building is actually a spiritual journey, my friends. Everything you are going through in building this business will test your thoughts, will test your emotions, will test your fears, will test your traumas, will test your courage, will test your determination, and everything that is happening in you as a human being, right? So maybe 15 years ago, in 2011, when I started this model, maybe it was more about hype, because people were not really that into personal development. I mean, I remember in 2011, I had very few people with which I could talk about books, I could talk about seminars, it was in the yearly, right, 2011. Not so many people were into personal development. I'm not saying there weren't people into personal development, but there were not that many. But especially after internet grew, and we have Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Google and AI. I mean, most people, they watch a podcast, they read a book, they go somewhere, they go to a seminar, they go to a retreat, they work on themselves on a certain level. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot more people. I mean, percentage-wise, a lot, for example, in our community, a lot of people do something for their personal growth, for their healing, they do therapy, they do something. So if 15 years ago, maybe it didn't matter that much, in our generation, my friends, it does matter. And it does matter big time. Because people are so exposed right now to information. They are listening to books. They are listening to podcasts. They are getting exposed to information. Spirituality, mindset, leadership, biohacking, health, nutrition, you name it, communication, public speaking, whatever. People are right now so exposed to information, and they feel if someone is working with him or if someone is not working with him. So why am I insisting so much on this? And this is not something where I want to offend you guys. I love you guys, and I'm just trying to make you aware. In most of the situations, you'll attract people that are like you or under you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And if you would think about putting a note from 1 to 10, and just imagine where do you think, and honestly and transparently, you are right now at this stage of evolution. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, professionally. Maybe some things are above the others, some things are below the others. But just try to be transparent with you, because this will help you a lot. And then what I have observed in these 15 years of doing this model of business, with very few exceptions, I've saw also some exceptions, but in most of the situations, people enroll people like them or under them as a personal growth level. And if you are a 3, and again, I'm not trying to offend, I'm just trying to inspire you guys to be aware. If you are a level 3, most probably you enroll 3s, 2s, and 2 and 1s. If you are a 5, most probably you'll enroll 5, 4, 3, 2. If you are a 7, most probably you enroll 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, sometimes it can happen. I mean, I've seen so many people that enrolled great leaders, great human beings. It happens. And again, I don't want you to be frustrated about it. I'm just trying to inspire you to work on yourself on all aspects of life. I believe this is what will make you world class, especially in our generation. And again, I will give you also some tools how to do it. But coming back to what I was saying, my friends, if you want to enroll world class people, world class leaders, world class networkers, you do need to put yourself at 8, 9, 10. And I believe this should be something that modern network marketers of our generation should strive for. Like, why would I be mediocre? Why would I want to be average? Why wouldn't I strive to success? Why wouldn't I strive for greatness? Why wouldn't I strive to be world class, my friends? Because that's when you'll really attract top, high caliber people. So how do you work on yourself? This is a great question. I believe as network marketers, you should start from gaining your trust in this industry. And I have just created some materials. They are public in the teams of Ireland, Romania, the Army of Love, our community. They're everywhere. Actually, I worked in the last couple of weeks on adding some materials that I really believe with all my heart that professional networker should watch and should read. So go and watch these videos with Tony Robbins and John Maxwell and Sir Richard Branson and Robert Kiyosaki and all these great leaders and trainers and authors from around the world. What's their opinion about network marketing? So you need to have the right mindset to start from here. You believing in the industry, you believing in this model, you believe in what we do here, my friends. Because otherwise people will come to you, and if you are not strong enough connected to this industry and understanding the business model, oh my God, they will eat you, especially if they are negative, and they will unconsciously, they will try to make fun of you, they will try to stop you, they will try to humiliate you, consciously or unconsciously, because they don't understand the business model. Some of them learn the traditional waking up in the morning, coming back home, 9 to 5, and that's their model of life, right? That's what they've seen, and they're not bad people, by the way. That is just their model. Or some of them know the entrepreneurial way, right? Where you invest hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes, or millions, and you work from morning to evening, and you lose your health, and you lose your kids, and you work like 12, 14 hours a day. And then sometimes you are successful, but sometimes you are not even successful. You are just paying bills. But now, by the way, this is the modern philosophy. I'm an entrepreneur. And how much money do you make? I make like 500 euro less month, but I'm an entrepreneur. So again, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to make you aware that whatever you do that is not aligned and is not bringing you results, the results you want, you need to change something there. And I will be very transparent with you guys. For example, Nicolae was telling you, I have a mission, and I'm doing all kinds of retreats and events and all kinds of things that are deep in my heart and soul. I would never stop what I'm doing because I love the transformation people have through our work. But from a business perspective, it could never at this stage, from doing it for so many years, bring me the kind of passive income that MWR Life can bring me. And this is real, my friends. So when I decided 1 year ago to start building this business officially, I realized I looked at the last level in the company, and I had an organization similar to that, and it's like 1 million a month, 10, 12 millions a year. I can build a retreat center that I want in Romania. I can take care of my family. I can support my passions. I want to create some places where poor people can eat in my home country and maybe other places. And so many of the passions, the goals, the dreams I have deep in my heart. So I have connected my vision to this tool that is MWR Life, because MWR Life is a tool, my friends. I have created the vision of how do I want to leave a trace in this world, how I want to impact the world, how do I want even to offer myself and my family the kind of lifestyle I want. I have connected MWR Life as a tool, as a vehicle to take me there. And once you unite these two things, you become unstoppable. And this is where you need to go. The right start from a solid world-class mindset in network marketing is being mentally, professionally, and emotionally connected to this project as your vehicle, as your airplane, as your tool to bring you from where you are today into whatever you want to be in the next couple of months and years. And once you're locked in mentally, emotionally, spiritually, professionally, you are unstoppable, my friend. And that's the first part of building a winning mindset. This is my path. This is my tool. This is my vehicle. This is my business. This is what I want to do. Because it's not about just, when we had so many trainings until now. Some of you is not your first journey in network marketing. Some of you guys, maybe it is your first journey, but you already went to some meetings. And again, it's not just about the volume you have in network marketing. Yes, it is about volume also, filling your calendar, doing meetings, and it's important. But remember, people feel you, my friend. They feel where you are in this moment regarding this project, where you are mentally, emotionally, professionally, spiritually regarding this project. So when you connect with other human beings, they need to feel, wow, like this guy is really, or this girl, he's really into it. He really has a vision. He really has a direction. And that's when people have a tendency to follow you. You want people to follow you? Make yourself followable. I don't know if this word exists in English, but we can invent it right now. Make yourself someone that is worth being followed, my friends. Now, how do you do that? Through everything we talked until now. So, working on your mindset is, first of all, building a right mindset for this business. Developing, first of all, your trust in the industry and your trust in this project, right? Watch the videos about the product, how it works. Go on the app, make some reservations on the app, build your trust. Visualize, see the videos about the comp plan, trust the business, connect with some of the leaders. Like, this is why Nicolae and the team started this Tea of Champions. By the way, congratulations, guys, right? So you can connect with people that have success here. So you need to build this trust in the project, trust in the industry. And that's when you go to talk to people, they feel like, wow, there is something about Ioana, there is something about Vlad, or Nico, or Nicolae, or Andrew, or Earl, right? There is something about them. They are into it. They have a vision. They have a path. And obviously, after that, they decide, okay, do I want to follow this path or not? And that's not up to you. Okay, you can just do your part. They have to feel for them. They have to decide for them if they have to follow this path. But remember what I was sharing earlier. The more people you want to influence, and the higher caliber of people you want to influence, the more you need to grow. The more you need to grow. So, starting back from the mindset, first of all, growth on network marketing. I told you how to do it. Then I would mention growth also on other aspects of life. And I'll recommend you some books. I have them right now in Romanian. I don't know why I cannot find the slide in English, but I will. I just spoke to my dear friend and colleague, Ramona. Nicolae, if you can allow me to share the screen, please. Thank you. And we'll post them also in English. But for me, my friends, these books are non-negotiable. Like, when I talk about non-negotiable, I mean it, like really non-negotiable. I mean, I could recommend you many books, but I mean, these are the ones that will create a solid foundation for you as a networker. Obviously, you won't finish them in 2 weeks, but just focus on, look, this is like, if you are you want to do a master's degrees in something, my friends, you have to read some books. You have to read some, materials. Whatever you want to do in this world, if you want to become successful somewhere, you have to integrate that knowledge. So if you want to be a world-class network marketer, you do have for yourself to integrate this knowledge. So let me give you a few books. Like, first one, Dale Carnegie, it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a Bible on communication, literally. It will build so many amazing, powerful skills that will impact not just your business, but your family. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, is one of the most important ones, right? In the 19th century, he interviewed some of the top successful people in the world, like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, who invented the light, and so many great people out there, like the founder of US Steel, Andrew Carnegie, and so many other people. And it's really, he tried to see what all these successful people have in common. Then about leadership, John Maxwell, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership and 5 Levels of Leadership, top books. Then Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Og Mandino, I believe this is so amazing for a networker, and it's very connected to what I was mentioning, right? Authentic connection with human beings. How can you be, it's called Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world. But it has to do a lot on human connections, exactly what we spoke until now. Then I love, it's one of my favorite books, Robin Sharma, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It also goes a bit into spirituality. George Carlson is The Richest Man from Babylon. It will do such a beautiful financial reprogramming. You remember that software and the mindset? This is how you reprogram your software. Then Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the top books right now in the world in financial education. I remember reading it the first time and like, wow, like my parents and myself and my whole country have no clue on what's really financial education and how do we build, safety and healthy finances, right? And prosperity, my friends, and abundance. This is what we all want. One of my favorite ones, Dr. David Schwartz, The Magic of Thinking Big. Profound, beautiful, wonderful book. One second. Okay. Then for our profession, there are many great books out there, but I believe the first one maybe is this one, Very Quarry, GoPro. And I guess you learn the basic skills, right? And you learn about how to develop this foundation on being a professional in the network marketing industry. Then T. Harv Eker, again, about financial programming, the secrets of the millionaire mind. And again, you remember I was talking about great people I've seen in these 15 years of doing network marketing. They had phenomenal skills, communication skills, presenter skills, closing skills, but they have had such limited beliefs about finances and what they're worth, my friends, from family, from education, from what they've seen growing up. And literally, that was literally like a ceiling. No matter how much they were working as network marketers, they had these, let's say, viruses in their software that literally it was preventing them in truly opening up to the potential they really had. Then Ray Dalio is the founder of one of the biggest investment fund in the world. I love Ray Dalio. I've watched a lot of his videos and materials, and this is a phenomenal book. It's called Principles by Ray Dalio. You see Tony Robbins wrote on the cover, and Bill Gates, one of the richest people in the world. So long story short, it's about principles implemented in an organization. Powerful. Now, this is one of my top 2-3 favorite books. It's called Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. Dr. David Hawkins was maybe the first pioneer in the world who managed to unite science and spirituality together. And he drew a map of human consciousness where he explains basically what is happening in us as human beings. And if you ask yourself, Răzvan, but what does that have to do with network marketing? It has everything to do with network marketing, my friends. Why? Because you meet people. And the deepest level of connection is the spiritual level. I'll repeat it. The deepest level of connection between human beings is the spiritual level. So once you develop this skill, because it is a skill, the more you grow also spiritually and you open your heart, you become more sensitive to human beings and you realize exactly what they're going through. So when you feel them, when you realize what they're going through, what's happening to them, that's when you can also support them and empower them and motivate them and inspire them and work with them and coach them how to overcome certain blockages they might have, my friends. So this is a phenomenal, it's not just a spiritual book, it's, I believe, a leadership book. And now, for me personally, the books, by far the book that had the greatest impact in my life is the Bible, especially the New Testament. There are so many examples of leadership and true leadership, people that gave their lives literally for faith, for human beings, for love, and especially with what we want to build here in MWR Life and in our Army of Love philosophy and community. This is the center of what we want to do, my friends. Love, leadership through love. Because leadership through love is the ultimate leadership. Now, I will stop my screen, and I believe that if you truly want to become world-class, it's not just about presenting and doing presentations and meeting people. Obviously, this will bring you some results, and it's great. It's important to be focused, right? Be responsible. But in the same time, I will ask you guys, one of you guys has the mic open, so maybe, Nicolae, you can... close the mics, and then you guys can open it again. But coming back to what I was saying, my friends, there is a moment where if you truly want to build a huge organization, it's not just about doing presentations anymore. At the beginning, yes, it is about doing presentations, and you have to be responsible for your business, for your vision, because it's your business. It's not Nicolae's business, it's not Vlad's business, it's not my business, it's not Luminița's business, it's not Ioni's business, it's not Ioni's life, our founder, it's your life. So a major step in your leadership is taking responsibility for your life, taking responsibility for your business, taking responsibility for your vision, my friends. And it's crucially important to develop this responsibility. I mean, even if you don't have it, you can integrate it. It's just a choice, by the way. Responsibility is a choice. I will say it again. Responsibility is a choice. Just like lack of responsibility is a choice. I've never seen until now people that succeed at a high level, long term, they are not responsible. In everything in life, actually. Just think about sports. Let's say you want to lose like 20, 30 kilos. If you got to a place where, and again, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm just sharing an example so we understand. If you got to a place where you feel you have like 20, 30, 40 kilos plus, lack of responsibility took you there. Lack of responsibility in eating, lack of responsibility in sugar, lack of responsibility of not, having a sedentary life with no sports, no physical activity, and there was a lack of responsibility. So if you do want to change something, what do you need to do? Taking responsibility. It's that simple, my friends. Whatever happened until now, screw it. Sorry for the colorful language. I'm not living my life like that. And it comes a moment in your life when you say, you know what? I'm changing myself. I'm changing my life. I'm changing my health. I'm changing my emotions. And that's it. I'm going on a new path of life. And that's when you need to take responsibility and you start eating healthy, quitting sugar, maybe stop smoking, stop alcohol, stop other things, doing some activity, physical activity, and then you'll see improvements. In 1, 2, 3 months, 1000% you'll be a new human being and you'll lose weight and you'll get to a shape where you feel a lot better with yourself. And obviously that will help you in other aspects of life. But then once you took responsibility, guess what? You have to keep responsibility. Because if you lose responsibility once again, you go back from where you came from. I've seen so many people losing like 20, 30 kilos, and then after they see they got there, they stop doing the right things that got them there. And guess what? You gain weight again. And this is how life works, my friends. So responsibility has to do with everything that is important for us in life. With your kids, with your family, with your goals, with your dreams, with your health, with your relationship, with your finances, with your business. So I believe the moment this business really starts for people, and this is what takes you to being world class, is step number 1, the moment where you truly start being responsible. And that's not necessarily the moment where you signed up in MWR Life, or you signed up to network marketing, or you joined your first 1 to 3, 20, 50 presentations. Actually, it can happen, you know what? It can happen after 1 month. It can happen after 1 day, 1 hour. It can happen after 3 years. It's a defining moment. And has beautifully, Tony Robbins says, one of the greatest speakers in the world, is the moments of decision that shape our destiny. So for some of you, and I will be very transparent with you guys, you didn't really take the decision to do this. You are playing with it. You are kind of doing it. You are doing it from time to time. You are giving some calls from time to time. You are reading a book from time to time. You are joining an event from time to time. But you are not really responsible for it yet, my friends. The moment you become truly responsible is, first of all, this is my thing. This is my project. This is my business. This is not Yoni's business. This is my business. Because actually it's your business. Yoni is your partner, my friend, the founder of MWR Life. This is not Nicolae's business. This is not Răzvan's business. This is not Andrei's business. This is not Ioana's business. This is my project. This is the project through which I will change my life. So once you make this shift, everything will change. And that's when you really start taking responsibility. Some of you guys here have this level of responsibility, by the way. Yeah, I will give you, there are multiple ones, but Nicolae, for sure, Nicolae has 100% responsibility, right? And when you have this level of responsibility, people start creating a different rapport with you. They feel they can trust you. They feel they can follow you. They feel you can lead them. An irresponsible person will attract irresponsible people. A responsible person will attract responsible people, my friends. It's the law of average. It's the law of leadership. So I'm insisting so much of it because I feel becoming world class is, first of all, taking the first true responsibility on building this, and the second responsibility of being world class. And this is something I can just inspire you. I can just share with you. It's so beautiful, my friends, to feel that you are doing everything in your power to go to your highest self, not your lowest self or your average self, which, by the way, most of society is there. Most of society is there. So what if What if you get inspired to say, you know what? Let me be the best version I can be. Let me be the best version as a networker. Let me be the best version as a leader I can be. Let me be the best version as an entrepreneur. And yet also in the personal stuff. Let me be the best version as a husband, as a wife, as a father or mother to my kids. Let me be the best version I can be as a human being. And when you start implementing this philosophy, is like a fire just opens up deep inside your heart and soul, my friend. And I've seen it happening with so many people. And that's when everything changes around you. You do the same presentations, the same invitations, the same trainings, but you are different because something deep in your heart and soul opened up once again. And I do believe that we have a deep desire to evolve, to grow. That's one of the biggest desires I believe God put us in, all of us as human beings. Grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, professionally, and so on and so forth. People are happy when they grow, my friends. If you think about the moments of your greatest pain, in some of those moments you are not focusing on growth too much. And in the same time, even in the hardest moments of life, if you are focused on the lessons that you have to learn from these moments, that's when you are getting built up as a human being, as a professional. How many of you guys learned some lessons from some of the toughest things you went through in this life, right? All of us. That's the power of growth, my friends. But in order to do this, you need to open your heart and soul. You know what? Let me be the best version I can be. So I believe with all my heart and soul, if you want to create a difference, if you want to create an impact with this project, with this community, we need to start taking the decision to strive for excellence, to strive for world class, to stop looking for mediocre results, mediocre evolution, average things, average. The people doesn't need average people anymore, my friends. And again, this is something that only you can ignite in your heart and soul. And you know what's the most beautiful thing about it? There are two things. First of all, when you look in the mirror, you're like, you know what? I'm so proud of this guy. I'm so proud of this girl. I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, and maybe I'm not right now a Black Royale in MWR, but it's not about that. You know what? In the last 1 month, I read a new book. I did tons of meetings. I did my part. I went to the gym. I worked on myself. I did some prayers, some meditation. I went through some processes on healing some parts of my heart and soul. I improved my relationship a bit with my kids or with my wife or husband. Maybe I've saved a few couple of euros extra. It doesn't matter if it's €3 or 3,000 or 3 million, right? But I've did something. I worked. I've improved myself. I have improved myself. For example, and I'm being very transparent, I was working on a shadow. I believe we all have our shadows, things that we need to work upon. And I was working on a shadow because I always had someone taking care of me, let's say my mom, my grandmother, and then I had the blessing on having someone in the house as a maid to always help me. And I was having this pattern of not cleaning all the time after me. Someone was doing it for me all the time. And I knew someone is there all the time. So I have my dear girlfriend and the soul that I love right now, Alexandra, and she's like, you know what? This is something you need to work upon. And I've literally, I'm close to 40 right now. It's the first time in my life I'm focusing consciously on being more organized and cleaning all the time after me and so on and so forth. Then I've worked on so many skills, let's say, but I felt this was a shadow. And you know what? I need to take responsibility. It doesn't matter if I'm 39. I need to own it. And we were, just before I was joining you guys, I was having a beautiful discussion, and she was saying, you know what, I'm proud of you, and I see that all the time you are cleaning, and our house is so clean, and everything is in order, and we have the library, because we have so many books and so many things that we always, I mean, it's such a beautiful state that you know with yourself when you look in the mirror, you know what, I worked on something I knew I need to improve for years. And today, I'm so much better than I was last week, than I was last month, than I was 3 months ago. And this is what will take you to world class, my friends. And if you look at the great people that truly impacted the world, that's what they did. They kept growing. They kept pushing. They kept working on themselves. And then they kept working on their business, their projects, their mission, whatever they were doing. So this is what I feel we need at this moment in our generation and in our business, in the moment we're right now. Growth, massive growth. And then also, I would say, massive hard work. Like, hard work is, I don't want to put it in the interpretation that you have to quit your job, your businesses, your family, your health to start doing this. Hard work for you can mean, and I would say hard work because this word comes with a lot of, how could I say it? With a lot of heaviness, hard. By the way, we are taught like the hard, and the only way it can work is with hard work. So I'm not mentioning it from that perception that, let's say, modern personal development world is trying to promote it. I'm talking about, sorry?
Consistent work.
Yes, I love it, my brother. Consistent work and focused work. Driven work. Determined work. Right? When I'm saying focused, Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. So I see that in our generation, we have some advantages that I personally didn't have 15 years ago, right? Right? We didn't, just imagine we didn't have Zoom. I mean, if I had to do that, right now you guys are, because I know some of you guys are right now in Ireland, some of you are in UK, some of you are in Romania, and I think one of you is in Moldova right now. So there are like 4 or 5 countries. If I wanted to do this training 15 years ago, I had to travel to UK, I had to travel to Ireland, I had to travel to Romania and to Republic of Moldova to do this, right? So just imagine how fortunate we are right now because of all this technology that we have. So this is a great advantage. In the same time, if we do have to benefit from this advantage, we have to be focused, my friends. Focused work. Not hard work in that sense, but focused work. So a lot of people don't get to the results they want because they don't have a clear calendar. Actually, we just had a meeting Saturday in Romanian language. We'll have it, by the way, this Saturday. It will be how to plan your next rank and achieve it. I recommend you guys to be there. We are just finalizing it right now. Probably it will be between 6 to 9 Romanian time, between 4 to 7 UK Irish time, and convert to whatever other places you are around the world. It's 3 hours of a profound, deep process to take you to the level that you want, right? It won't be a seminar. It won't be like a speech like I'm doing right now. It will be a process where you'll start working on exactly how to get there with the right tools, the right strategies, and the right minds and hearts. So this will be the next Saturday. But coming back to what I was saying, a lot of people don't get the results they want because they are not really responsible with a calendar, my friends. You have to be responsible. I mean, whatever time you can invest right now in this project, but make it non-negotiable. I don't know how else to put it. You cannot expect to want to lose 20, 30 kilos and you say, you know what? I will eat dough pizza tonight and maybe I will eat a hamburger tomorrow evening and then maybe I will go again to McDonald's Thursday. Maybe I will go to a gym, but maybe Monday I don't really want to go this week. I will go whenever I will have the right time and inspiration, and then maybe I will eat another 4 chocolates Tuesday, and I wonder, like, why didn't I lose 20, 30 kilos? Like, it's obvious. Certain habits bring certain results, and especially certain negative habits bring certain negative results, but it also works the other way around. Certain positive habits create certain positive results. So here, there are a few, just 3 major things that bring you results. I'm talking for network marketing. The people you invite to see this project, online, offline, internet, close friends, you name it, whatever. The people you present this concept to, and the people to whom you finalize the discussions, if they join or not. This is it. This is what production is all about. And you need to create this focus. 80-90% of the focused work, I saw Adi wrote it also, smart work. Smart work, wise work, focused work, determined work, consistent work, whatever you want to name it, is focusing 80-90% on production. Invitations, presentations, finalizing the discussions. This is it, my friends. And are there other things you need to do? Yes, sometimes talking to people, coaching people, showing people some things, inspiring them how they can transfer their commissions or book a flight through the TravelAdvantage app. Yes, you need to do these things also. But make sure you do these things in 10-20% of the situations. 80% of your focus should be on production for yourself and for your team, because this is what will create world-class results. And I will share also from MWR Life, and I will share transparently. For me, is by far the easiest business I have done until now. And first of all, I'm deeply grateful to God, because I believe that's where all the people come from. They're God's people. They're not my people. By the way, this is my mindset. I love God. I know that God loves me. I know that God supports me. And I know He's sending me the right people, and He's sending me amazing people and amazing leaders. That's my whole philosophy about this model of business. Actually, that's my number one. There are the two number one beliefs that have shaped my career as a network marketer. The first one is this one. I love God, and I know God loves me, and I know He supports me. Whatever I'm going through, I know He's there. And I know also in network marketing, He's sending me always the right people and amazing leaders. And the second one is that I know deep in my heart, in the deepest parts of my heart and soul, that I want to help people. I want to inspire people. And I know that in every conversation, just like I joined you guys tonight, I know that I want to give a part of my heart, my soul, my knowledge, my vision, my know-how, my whatever. And I guess people feel it. They feel, because I do have this intention deep in my heart and soul. It's like, how can I help? Even before I joined you guys tonight, I made the prayer. And again, I'm just telling you this to inspire you to work with this philosophy, because this will shape your whole career and your whole connection with human beings, my friend. So when I pray and I connect with how can I help? How can I add more heart, more soul, more love, more knowledge, more beauty to these people's lives, to my friends, to this community? It's like every time I get an inspiration, I get an idea, I get a feeling, I get something that I can share with people, my friends. So these are the two number one beliefs that have shaped my career as a leader, as a network marketer. Now, in the same time, and we will end soon, remember to have the daily habits, because this is where we started from. Daily habits that will lead to results. If we stayed here, my friends, from morning to evening, and we will inspire each other and telling stories about each other and keep motivating each other, no one will enroll anyone. Can you imagine? By the way, all of us here are members, I think. Right? So no one will enroll everyone. By the way, we don't do cross recruiting. We never do that. That's not world class. That's low class. That's not low class. That's lowest class. I mean, that's so like, let me do a side note. You want to be world class? Work with character. Work with principles. Work with values. Work with respect. Work with integrity, my friends. Work with dignity. Work with loyalty. Work with everything that is beautiful in the human spirit. And this is what it means to be a world-class human being, first of all. Beyond being a world-class networker, is being a world-class human being. And that's why the Bible is so important for me, at least, you know, in my own world. It's like, don't do to others what you wouldn't want others to do to yourself. It's the ultimate philosophy, right? Just respect people, honor people, love people, support people, be loyal, work with integrity and dignity. So this was a side note, but I believe this will take you to being world class. And always think about what's best for this human being, not what's best for me. What's best for this human being? Because when you think about what's best for the human beings, God will reward you, and I promise you, will give you back thousands of times more than you expect. Why? Because your heart is open, my friends, and there is a law in this universe, the law of giving and receiving, the law of sowing and reaping, the law of karma, whatever you want to name it, or dharma in the Oriental philosophies. Like whatever we plant as seeds in human beings is what will reap as a result, right? The harvest we'll have from what we planted as seeds in human beings. So coming back to what I was saying, focus on the daily habits that will lead you to production. And this is what I feel we need right now in our organization. In the stage where right now, we need to have responsible people that fill their calendars with meetings. This is number one. And then they work on their growth. From everything we talked, these are the two main things you need to get. I mean, all of them were around these two things. First of all, working on the business and working on yourself. That's it. Working on the business is doing the meetings, filling your calendar, doing the events, doing the presentations, contacting people, prospecting people, getting to know other people online, offline, right? Filling up your calendar. This is what we want to do, right? And I was telling you, the story is like, I was telling you transparently, this is by far the easiest network marketing business I have ever done, right? But it's due to God, and it's due to also the amazing people I have here. And I'm deeply grateful for all of you guys here. Yet, in the same time, my calendar is full, my friends. It's full. And I didn't have a lot of time to invest here. Nicolae knows very well my schedule and the meetings I do. And Nico was calling me earlier. I was during 2-3 meetings. And even when I go to my gym, I have like 30, 40, 50 messages sometimes that I have to answer. But still, I'm telling you this to inspire you not to get an excuse. I'm not finding it as an excuse. I made the purpose, like only in the next 4 or 5 days, I had like 4 or 5 new people that I'm presenting to. Only tomorrow I have 2 people that I'm presenting to. I was in my vacation last week. I came back and I enrolled a person when I was in my vacation. And I'm always focusing on 2 things: supporting my friends and my team, and building new teams. This is it. All the time I'm focusing on this. And I've been doing this for the last 15 years. And when you do this, and when you have focus, my friends, results come. And all the time I have seen it. And even in this model of business, I had an interesting conversation with God, because in the first couple of months, the reality is that I grew very easily without me being so involved. And again, I want to thank Nicolae and my brother and Nico and all of you guys here, and Vlad and all of you guys who started. And we have also Ivana with Andrei from UK. And there were some teams that basically grew kind of without me, although I was there, but I was not, working with this calendar. But I literally, I felt this message from God. It's like, Răzvan, okay, you reached this point, but come on, my friend, from now on, if you want to reach greatness, do your part also. So there was a defining moment, and Nicolae knows about it because I called him in February after the acceleration in Bucharest, and I'm like, Nicolae, my brother, now I'm really in. I was in already until then, but now I want to start working. Although I'm super busy, I want to start working on a calendar. Tell me, how can I help you? I will tell you also what I do. And I literally started putting meetings. And you know what's interesting about it? When I started putting meetings, things started happening with a higher pace than they were happening until then. And I made sure I'm inviting people, I'm presenting to people, other people were presenting to other people, and it kept started growing and growing and growing, my friends. But this is what I want you to get as a mindset, as a hard set, but also as a focus. What's your calendar looking like? Because at the end of the day, this is what will bring you results. No matter the conversations we have, no matter the beautiful quotes we share to each other, no matter the beautiful emotions we feel, the reality is that in every aspect of life where you want to grow, if you focus there, you'll grow. If you don't focus there, most probably you will not grow. So ending up with this, I believe that we have a great potential with this project. I believe that it's a great company. I believe it's a great management of the company. I personally know for 6 years Yoni, our founder. I personally know Ilian for about 3 years. They're great people. Obviously, there are things to improve all the time. But especially at the stage that the travel industry is right now, the network marketing industry is right now, I believe we can become truly a legacy company, my friends. And I'm not just sharing this, it sounds great. No, I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't believe this company can create an enormous positive impact all around the world. And I do believe we have this very interesting moment in time where the company is already mature enough to have a great product and a great compensation plan. Yet, they are not big enough in a place where you don't have that much of an opportunity in your market, right? We're pioneers in our markets, in UK, in Ireland, in Romania, in Moldova, in whatever countries you are right now, all around the world. I mean, the company literally didn't grow anywhere in a place where you're like, you know what, like they're half. By the way, we had, for example, markets in my previous company where we had more than 500,000 members only in one market, for example, in China. Right, so there you can say, you know, a lot of people know about this project. Or in Singapore, there were hundreds of thousands of members, and some other markets. We had, for example, in Cyprus, in my previous company, in Cyprus, there were more than 10, somewhere between 10 to 20% of the country that were enrolled. Can you imagine that? There were more than 100,000 people just from Cyprus that got enrolled in a few years. That was crazy. That was something unbelievable. Right, there were people that signed up 4 or 5 times in our previous company from Cyprus. That's where we actually also find out about the previous project. So why am I insisting so much on it? Because you have a moment in time. You have a window of opportunity where you can pioneer with a great company, with a great product, with a great compensation plan, and you really have the chance on building something that can remain as a legacy for you and the generations ahead, my friend. So you have to open your heart, your soul, your mind, and your time, especially, to the idea of, you know what, I really want to build this. I really want to do this. And that's when I really want to take responsibility for building the business and for building myself at the highest level, at a world-class level. Now, with this being said, we want to inform you about the things we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks. So, first of all, I told you that Saturday we'll have a very important event. It will be online. It will be for free. I think someone texted me about mentoring them. The best way, please text me on Instagram. And my Instagram is Răzvan Dincă, and I will make sure I will answer you. One of my colleagues will answer you, but probably I will answer you. Okay, and let's talk there about this. But, you know, it's an event that literally has the power in the next couple of months to create miracles in your business. When I mean miracles, I really mean miracles. I've been going through this process with so many thousands and thousands of people, from reaching their first 2-3 levels to literally going to the last level in the company. So it will not be a training. It will not be a seminar. It will not be an inspirational speech, but it will be a process. It will be about 3 hours in which you go deeply into your mind, your soul, your vision, and then have the right strategies and tools, and then aligning spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and vibrationally at this resonance of what you want to build with this project in the next couple of months. So I believe this is the number one closest thing that I recommend for you, Saturday. And then I'm so proud to be back in Ireland with my dear brother Nicolae and Nico and Vlad and all the guys there. We'll have our first big event in Ireland, which will be, I will tell you immediately, which will be on the 15th, no, sorry, on the 16th of August, right? So in about 2 weeks from now. I cannot wait to have this event. It will be called Elevation, and it will be really about how to elevate your life and how to elevate your business. I will be there personally. I will be with my girlfriend Alexandra, who was one of the top networkers in another company. She had a huge team with thousands of people. She was very successful, and she's literally one of the best people I know in connecting with people, like for real, for real. She has so many so beautifully developed skills. And they're not just sales skills, my friends. Obviously, she went to hundreds of seminars and courses, but it's really they're integrated also in a beautiful human way. And she will show you exactly how to create with connections, authentic connections with people. And by the way, if you master this, you will master network marketing, because this is what network marketing is all about. Connecting with people and showing them what we do. That's all what this business is all about. And then we'll also have Laura Joyce with us. She's literally one of the top female leaders and trainers we have right now in MWR Life. And it will be a full day. I mean, if you guys were impacted for the last tens of minutes since we're here, just imagine what a full day event will look like, what it can bring to your business, to your leadership, to your vision, to your life. Also, obviously, there are a lot of things that will impact your life, not just your business. So I would recommend you guys being there. I mean, some of you guys are in Ireland. The ones that are in UK, it's like I don't know, half an hour flight or something, 1 hour flight maximum to be there. It will be deeply worth it. We'll have some fun. I'm planning with Nicolae. We're going to also Guinness the second day. So if you guys want to join us, you can join us. We'll also have a fun activity there. So we are waiting for you. Nicolae will share all the information. It's a link of the event you can book, and we are waiting for you there. And also, I told you that I believe with all my heart and soul that especially for our generation, we do need to work on what's happening in our inner world with our minds, our souls, our emotions, our traumas, our fears, our limitations. And this is something that is beyond reading a book or going to a seminar or, watching a podcast, my friend. This is deep inner work. So I started doing this inner work in my 20s, and I discovered there were so many things that were keeping me from really reaching the potential I felt I have. So when I started working on this, that's when massive success also started happening in my business also. Now, working with leaders in the last 15 years, I was realizing what I shared with you guys earlier, right? Sometimes it's not about the skills, it's not about the leadership, it's about our own inner world. So we created this program called Awakening You. I've been doing this. We're getting close to our 100th edition in the last 6+ years. Plus, I have been doing these processes for maybe more than 10 years. I've literally taken thousands and thousands of people, from top entrepreneurs, leaders, top networkers that right now are millionaires from network marketing. And it's a 4-day process that will take you from your childhood until the moment you are right now as a human being, as a man, as a woman, as a professional in whatever you do. And we will open up all the drawers of your life, everything that has created you as a human being, and we'll start cleaning all these drawers, put them back in order. And I'm using this metaphor for a reason, so you can be the highest version that you can be, my friend. This will have a tremendous impact on your healing, on your connection with your family, your connection to your soul, your connection to your vision, your liberation from your fears, from your limitation, getting back to that place of heart and that determination and fire so that you can finally be who you are meant to be. So this event is the next weekend, is between 20 to 23 of August, also in Ireland. We're in a beautiful location called Heron's Lodge, about 1-2 hours away from Ireland. And I promise you, it will truly be an event of a lifetime. There are some people here that have attended Nicolae multiple times, his wife also, Ludmila, a few times. And this is an event that for you guys, it will be probably one of the most powerful mental, emotional, and spiritual experiences you have taken yourself ever in your life. And I can guarantee it with your money back. We've never had someone that came to an event and I'm like, wow, I didn't get value out of it. Most of them are crying and are in tears, and their families are healed, their goals are again re-enlightened, their fears have been liberated, and their heart and soul and mind are deeply aligned once again. So for the ones of you that wanna join us also for the retreat, Awaken Anew, please talk to Nicolae or myself. We'll give you all the details you guys need to have. With this being said, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I want to thank you for being colleagues and partners and brothers and sisters in this beautiful mission. I believe we are right now in a mission to bring people back to hope, back to light, back to love, back to God, back to greatness, back to being world class, back to freedom, spiritual freedom, mental freedom, financial freedom. I believe it's a blessing. We found each other and we found this project, and we are having it as a tool to connect us all. And I really hope with my heart and soul that the next couple of years we will be able to change for the better millions of lives around the world. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Big hugs. I cannot wait to see you in Ireland for the ones of you that will be there. And in the meetings we'll have Saturday and in the months and years ahead. Big hugs, my dear friends. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Nicolae and the team in Ireland, from the invitation. And let's change the world together. Thank you.